Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is British Gaming. Today I'm doing basically my most popular video on my channel, which is the KOTOR 2 companions tier list. I decided to take it one step further. Was going to do the KOTOR 1 companions, but I couldn't be bothered to make a list, and there's not really ones that are just about them. So I decided I'm going to do the ultimate character KOTOR tier list. So this basically has characters from both games, 1 and 2, and we're going to put them in tiers from the creator tier all the way down to the disciple tier. So we definitely know the guy who made this list loves and hates the same characters we all do. But anyway, let's get right into it. First person we have is Ajunda Paul. He's a Sith Lord on Korriban, or he's a spirit of himself. He was like a Sith Lord legend, so to speak. I like his backstory. I like his tale about how he's kind of repenting for what he'd done. Kind of didn't like how the Sith were like just destroyed each other. And he goes on about his sword and he gives you it. You can fight him if you choose the wrong sword. If you pick the right sword, you don't have to fight him. I'd say he's a B tier character. C tier. Because he doesn't have his own model. He just looks like a basic Sith you fight in the game. So, you know, I'm going to put him slap bang in the middle. Our second character we have Kreia. We have Atris. I mean, she wants to be Kreia, but she's not quite. Atris, as we know, she's a part of the Jedi Council that kicked you out, exiled you, and she's one of the remaining Jedi that left alive in KOTOR 2. And we know she turns to the dark side and leads the secret academy for completely non-Force sensitive people. She does have a nice backstory, nice look to the character, unique model, unique robes as well. Definitely liked to a degree by the community. People have made a companion mod, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in B. I feel like a bit more depth to her character would have been nice. Would have put her higher, but I think B is fair. Next up, we got Aten. Basically, my favourite companion in the entire series. He's got great backstory. He's a complex character. He's very loyal to the canon female exile. He has a lot of story, has a lot to say in every planet you go to. He's crucial to certain parts of the story. So he's got to be in creative for me. Next we got... I forgot his name. The dude that leads the mercenaries, that's the word. The mercenaries on Dantooine in KOTOR 2. I'm going to put him on... C tier. His ideas are smart. He's probably the better choice in theory to save Dantooine opposed to militia. But he's kind of just thrown in there as a bad guy for the sake of them having a bad guy. And there's not really much else to it other than that. He's very willing to bargain with the exile though. He doesn't want to fight a Jedi. He doesn't want to fight a fight he's going to lose. But he'll fight you if he needs to. So I guess that's kind of cool. But apart from that, doesn't have that much depth or that, so I'm just going to slap him on C tier. Next, we have the mercenary on Onderon that you have to fight to get a piece or an item for Dagon Gent. Honestly, she's very forgettable in my opinion, and no point of having her on the list in my opinion, so I'm going to put her in Disciple tier. Next, we have the apprentice to the Sith Academy's leader in KOTOR 1. She's the one of the two you can side with on Korriban in 1 or 2. Or, you know, you can kill them both or whatever, and you can redeem her. You can turn them back to the light side. You know what? I'll slap her on B with Atris. I feel like she adds a lot to that planet. Otherwise, Korriban for me is quite a... do go from point A to point B. She adds quite a bit to it and adds a lot of quests and things for you to do. So I'm going to put her up in B tier. Next we got Bayard. If this was based on just companions, he'd be so much lower, but I'm going to put him on D. I think D's fair. He's a really he's not basic, that's not what I'm going to say. He's a very weak companion in my opinion. I don't think there's a lot good about him apart from his intelligence and skills. As a character, he clearly regrets everything he's done, and he holds a lot of fucking regret towards Malachor 5 since he made the Gallo generator, and he does try and repent for this when he uses the remote to essentially do it again to destroy Malachor. he definitely holds a lot of guilt. If he was Force sensitive, would he have survived the trauma? Maybe, maybe not. But, yeah, he's D tier for me. He has a nice backstory, has just a nice character, isn't he? Next, we got Bastila. Bastila for me, B tier again. Great companion in the first game. She highlights everything wrong with the strict rules of how you have to be as a Jedi. She's very, this is what the Jedi must be. We'll do this, 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 and we won't waver from this path at all. And that's what made her so easy to break to the dark side. I did like that. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe her turn could have had a little bit more detail when I would have raised her up. But I think B's fair. Arguably put her in A, but for now I'm going to leave her in B. Next we got the fake Batu Rem. I'll slap him in D with Bayodor. He just comes and attacks you in Telos, and we just know he sets out the idea that there's definitely going to be more than just droids attacking you and hunting you in the second game for your bounty. Next we have, if I'm not mistaken, this is the woman from the bar in Taris that you can flirt with as a male Revan, so a canon Revan, to progress the story, and she invites you to the party. I'm just going to put her in C tier. She's just there to develop the plot and advance the game further on. And makes the Sith seem more real than, just being little dudes in armor that we kill. They make them seem like actual people with some personality and some real life. Next we've got Star Killer. You know what? Put A tier. He is the reason we have use for grenades in this game. He makes a lot of people want to die if you're not leveling up on Taris and you choose to fight him. He's actually quite a hard fight in my opinion. He's the last person you can fight when you're doing the dueling ring, and his is a fight to the death. So if you die, you die, and if he dies, and you get dark side points. You can only fight him if you'd go in dark side, really. But I just like him as a character. He's a good character. So A tier for him. We got this little bitch boy from Dantooine who I hate. He doesn't like the guy in charge. He betrays the guy in charge, and then he gets annoyed at himself because he didn't realise that the guy in charge was doing the best for the militia opposed to him when he was trying to cuck him. So, you know what? Fuck it. Disciple tier for him, because I can't even remember his name. I just remember where he stands. Never speak to him. Pointless. Next we have... Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. He's the guy you kill scouts with in the second game. I know that. Either that or he's the captain of the fighting ring. He's one of them. They're forgettable, so you know what? Slap him in D. We'll move on. Next we've got... Oh, bro, I can't pronounce his name. The leader of the Black Volkers in KOTOR 1 on Taris. Guy's a dick. He's a good bad guy, to be fair, so I can't put him that low down. I've put him in C tier. He's the main villain of Taris. He's betrays you no matter what you do. If you're siding with him, he'll betray you. And if you're siding with the hidden gang, the hidden Becks, then he will attack you anyway because he doesn't like them and he doesn't like you and he wants Bastila. So yeah, he's a good introduction to boss fights in the theory, and he's just good for rounding off the Taris planet. Next we have Mr. 321 himself. Or is it 123? That's 123 in it, yeah. Basically Ultra Chad. Stick him in top tier. Can't even kill him on Taris. He's actually impossible to kill. If you have a kill blaster or that, he will stop at 1 health and keep standing. So, that's a really nice little detail. Because, he's hard to kill. But yeah, no, Kreia tier for me. He's a really good, first proper main enemy that you're going to come up against in the game. And it's a good introduction to other people getting up fighting. And he's the first planet boss, like the mini-boss ones. But yeah, Kreia tier for him. Mandalore, S tier. Or, Mandalore stroke Canderous. He's one of the only few people that are in both games as a companion as well. He's definitely one of the best companions in both games as well. I could arguably put him in Kreia tier. In the first game, he gives you a lot of backstory about his wars and how he was and all that. And then in the second game, he's a lot more closed off. This is probably because of Revan's betrayal to him. So he's definitely up there. I just felt like if maybe the second game gave him just a little bit more to work with, we could definitely easily put him in Kreia tier, but I'd say he's top of S tier. Next up, we got Carth. Carth, we're just going to... You know what, B tier. You know what, fuck it, A tier. A tier for Carth. Carth, for me, is probably one of my favourite companions in the first game. So, you know, I fanboy for Atton and Carth, you know, as we do. But no, Carth is... I've done an analysis video on him, if you want to check that out. He's one of the more complex characters due to basically PTSD, his whole family dying, being betrayed religiously by his leader, by his son, by the Republic, by Revan. Basically, he doesn't trust a soul, and him slowly unraveling to you as the main character and starting to trust you, and will trust you if you go light side, is just a really nice story development and character development for him. And yeah, no, slap him in A tier. Next up, we have the leader of the Aphorians on Telos, if this is the right one. Yeah, I don't care about this guy. He is kind of a... Words. He's kind of a pretentious prick. He kind of preaches to you, but he kind of offers you nothing. He's like, I can help you with your damage. He doesn't. He gives you like 5 force points. He's kind of like the guy who's like, this is religion. Religion will help you. And it's not helping. It's not helped him at all. And he's a really forgettable character. You can actually leave him to die if you leave Telos when they get attacked. You don't actually have to go back and save them. They can just die. So yeah, no, E tier. Talking about things you can leave to die. Oh, I don't know. He left his dad to die. This is the dark side choice on Kashyyyk if you decide to play dark side, and you can side with him because he betrays his people and he's working with Zerka. I'm not slapping him in C tier. I will slap him in not E tier. I mean, he's Zalbar's brother, but you know what? I just don't care for him. Like, I don't have a reason to go, oh yeah, no, he's a good guy. I'm gonna side with him. He's not relatable. He's just, I guess, he's that typical business villain. He does it, you know, for his own power, for credits. So he's kind of he's kind of a bully. I think that's probably the best way to put him. He's a bully, and he's just kind of pouncing on what he can get. Since his dad was the chieftain, and he knew he could betray everyone and get what he wants. So no, I'm just gonna put him in E tier. Sion, one of my favourite villains in any game. I love his power of coming back to life religiously if he chooses to, just due to how much he hates everyone and everything. Honestly, what a great little cutscene he has when the Harbinger comes to Paragus. He's definitely one of my favourite villains. He's definitely one of my favourite characters in this game. And S tier. Tempted to put him in Kreia tier, but for now I'm going to leave him in S tier. Next we got Davik, C tier again. He kind of just works for plot. He introduces Mr. 123 at the top. He dies really easily. He's really underwhelming as a character. He does get you the Ebon Hawk, but again, that's just advancing the story. That's all he really is. He exists to add other things into the game and not really that memorable. So, you know, C tier for it. This Mandalorian. What Mandalorian in this game begins with a C or a D? Could be. Is it the kid? You know what? Disciple tier. Don't remember his name. So, you know what? Disciple tier. Next, we have our Kreia tier. Straight up. Deadeye Duncan. Best character in this game. Not even capping. He is God in my eyes. I love Deadeye Duncan. Honestly, Reddit, Jedi Duncan. He's king. Freya tier. Davik. D tier. He has a unique player model, which is kind of nice. Even though, you know, he's bald. They just got rid of some hair. He does, once again, exist to advance the plot on Onderon, so you can meet with the Jedi Master. Doesn't have a lot of screen time. He's a bit of a dick, but I kind of like it with him. It suits him. So I'm just going to keep him in D tier. Next, we have the woman that stands outside of the thunder. So, you know, F tier. I don't remember her name. She's just a bit of a bitch. Next, we got the Jedi Master, who gives you your Force, helps you use your Jedi class. Probably the most forgettable out of all of them. I'm gonna slap him in F tier. He's just the forgettable one. He's the one you forget if you're gonna, you know, talk about any of the Jedi Masters on Dantooine on the first game. Next up, we got Car's son Distal. You know what? D tier, it's nice because he advances Carth's character story, and he has his own mini redemption arc when he's the dark side, hates you, hates Carth, but then, you know, you tell him what happened to his friends because they were holding him back, so they killed him off, and he goes to the light side, and if I remember correctly, he's plotting like he stays in the academy to try and learn what he can from them, or he, you know, betrays them like they would betray him. So, you know what, C tier. This is the Mandalorian on Dantooine. On the second game, I believe, he sits in the camp of mercenaries. And I believe you fight him with Mandalore. Forgettable. E tier. This woman is the captain of the Republic when you attack Starforge. I believe, you know, I just if I can't remember her name, she's not rememberable enough. I barely see her in the game. And she's overshadowed by her. She stood next to a Jedi Master. So, you know, he can go in F tier. Next, we've got the leader of the Hidden Vex, the Blind Man. You know what? Slap him in C tier, just like his rival. No, he leads them. He doesn't actually betray you, so he's the light side option, obviously. He's the leader, but he's very questionable if he should still be a leader, because when he's blind, he just happens to be quite wise. But I guess that is what you need in a leader. But you know what? He's nice to you. He helps advance the story. And you know what? C tier. I don't remember this guy. Goto. Or Goto. Oh, with zeros instead. Yep, the robot and Goto himself. D tier. I like his story. He's a robot, whereas he can't save the Republic without breaking his, like, programming. So he breaks his programming and becomes the leader of the exchange, basically. But apart from that, he kind of gets stuck trying to fix the Republic, and is just kind of stuck running the exchange, hoping to keep you, help save the galaxy, but then won't release you because you'll break the galaxy trying to save the galaxy. Basically, he doesn't know what the fuck he's really doing. So, you know what? D tier for him. Everyone looks... Why does him and Davik look the same? You know what? I don't remember him. Disciple tier. I actually can't tell you who he is. He's not Rook, because that's way too early. If it is Rook, I'm going to feel really bad. But if it is Rook, he deserves to be in Disciple tier, so it's fine. Next, we have the Bounty Hunter, who you find on Dantooine, and you can find him in Kashyyyk. D tier, he enjoys hunting things. He helps you kill the dragon to get to the star map. But apart from that, he's not really got much personality or a character. He's just kind of there. So he's just kind of there in D tier. Handmaiden for me up in A tier. A tier? S tier. Again, second favourite companion in KOTOR 2. Has a great story, a great redemption arc. I've made an analysis video on her clothing. She has links to Kreia. If you want to go down that conspiracy theory, she can be light side, dark side. She can express her feelings to the exile. She has a lot of character depth, a lot of stories involved around her. So, you know what? How could I not put her in S tier? On her C tier for me, he's angry because of the shit this fucker would do in E tier. But basically, he just, you know, hates Zerka, hates slavery. So, like any reasonable man who hates things, he decided to become what he hated and would just kind of make humans suffer like his people suffered, but he enjoyed doing it. So really, he's not redeeming himself, he's just a cunt, and I kind of like that. So apart from that though, he's got no personality, so I'm going to slap him in C tier, because you can mentally break him. Just like we're all mentally broken inside. HK47 creator, no more, we do not need to go on about that anymore. Best personality in this game. Whoever did his voice acting is a fucking G. Honestly, best character in both games, hands down, personality-wise. HK50, put them in B tier. Basically, they are the most consistent not main villain of KOTOR 2, but you'll bump into them a lot, and they're like... also a good comparison to them. You know what, I couldn't give you one, but they are one of the main enemies in KOTOR 2. They're kind of fun, they're kind of quirky, not like HK47, less of a personality, but dialed down. But you can tell they have their own self-preservation involved when, you know, the HK51 get to it and they're like, bro, fuck. But apart from that, you can't really expect any more from them. But you could probably say they could have been made a lot worse, so B tier I think is perfectly fair for them. Next we got the guy who I'm pretty sure sexually assaulted a woman, and she stabbed him. So I'm going to slap him in D tier, because I remember him. But he sexually assaulted a woman, so D tier. But no, it wasn't sexual assault, you know, he flirted with her, but you know. D tier for him. We now have Ice. You know, one of the cooler people in the Taris dueling thing. He's definitely one of the more memorable ones. No, it's been a long day for me. Speaking is not my thing today. But Ice, C tier, one of the most memorable people on Taris in my opinion, just because of her name, and she has quite a cool introduction. So, you know what? C is fair. Next, we got Bastela's mother. Honestly, she's just... you know what? E tier. She's basically just an older Bastila that's hiding behind, I'm nice now because I'm sick. Walter White got sick, he made money, so, you know, she's got the wrong attitude in my opinion, so, you know, E tier. Darth Bandon, I believe. Yes, Bandon. He was the first guy you look and you go, cunt, you killed Trask. You killed our boy. So, you know what, Disciple tier. That's mean. I actually like him. So, you know what, I'm going to put him in C tier. He's like he's the first villain you see that has to be remembered, but you don't really see him all that much. And he's kind of like an angry teenager when you first see him the second time he destroys shit on that ship. Like, that's pointless. You know what, fuck it, no, E tier. He's pissed me off now. Remembering he's like an angry teenager has made me lower. But now he can go into E tier. The leader of the Jawas on Tatooine. Yeah, no, I don't care. So, F tier does nothing wrong. He's so easy to miss. So, I don't really see the point of talking about him. F tier. Jana, you know what, leader of Zerka on Telos. But once again, really, she's not forgettable. You know what, I like her, to be fair. I'll go, well, I'll switch. She's forgettable, I like her. No, she's, she is just business personified as a villain, really, isn't she? That's all she is. And she does it perfectly. It's just for the sense of there's probably better characters on Telos, and she's just a copy and paste version of the Wookiee, Dalbar's brother, but just a bit more businessy instead of betrayal-y, in my opinion. Next we got Nemo. E tier. You speak to him once, he dies. The end. Jolie, B tier. He is the definition of a great Jedi. He loved someone, she died, he got sad. But he has nice character development. He's, you know, he doesn't walk on the Jedi's moral compass. He walks on his own moral compass, and you know that's a good thing. It's nice that that's been explored in a Star Wars game instead of just being this is light, this is dark. The rest of my character is grey, not as grey as Kreia, but you know he's more on the light side. But you know he's happy to walk his own path and has his own moral compass, which is why he will fight you on the unknown planet when it comes down to it. Next we have, I'm gonna say Jurgen. E-tier. He exists to sell you a fraudulent part. He may give you parts of your lightsaber, don't quite remember. He exists to add a little side quest to Dantooine that you complete within about 30 seconds after entering the area. So, you know, that's always good. But yeah, no, E-tier. He probably is one of the more memorable characters on the planet, but the planet, in my opinion, is kind of dead, so we're going to keep him on E-tier. Next, we have Juhani. No, not A-tier. B-tier, she is a companion in the first game. Obviously, she can be killed as well if you're going dark side to get a lightsaber early on. She's definitely an interesting character. She has, you know, that little redemption arc if she went dark, killed her friend, or master, I believe, and then she came back, she was accepted. Highlights a key error in the Jedi's, you know, I will forgive you because she fucking killed someone. That's kind of a big deal, but we'll ignore that. She is also a love interest for a female exile, which, you know, highlighting LGBT relationships in 2003. Big up BioWare for that. That's a nice little detail. It really easy to miss in the game. So, you know what, I think, you know, B-tier is fair. Master Kavar on Onderon. D-tier, probably one of my favourite Jedi Masters. You know what, actually, no, you're not B-tier. Definitely one of my favourite Jedi Masters in KOTOR 2. He has an actual relationship with the Exile. He actually has dialogue. You can speak to him. He has just nice conversations. I like his fighting style. I like that he understands Revan, but he still believes in the Jedi Code more than just going to war. So he highlights the Jedi issues and their moral compass and how that could be wrong to a normal moral compass instead of like helping the people that clearly needed help. Kind of shows hypocrisy, but he's definitely one of the most relatable and understandable Jedi Masters out of any of the others. So I say B-tier is fair. Bro, these Mandalorian, I recognize his color, so D-tier, but I don't remember a single thing he does after that. D-tier once again, ditto. This is, I'm gonna hope this is the hacker on Onderon. Don't care for him, but if he's the hacker, then E-tier. Yeah, he has to be the hacker. No one else wears red. Really, yeah, he's the hacker on Onderon. Forgettable character. He exists. Who exists does go against you no matter what side you pick. If you side with the Queen, he sides with Baklu. If you side with Baklu, he sides with the Queen. You always go up against him, and then you have that moral question of: do you kill him for being on the other side, which you can do as Baklu, or you know, do you spare him? You know, light side, dark side stuff. So you know, E-tier, really forgettable apart from that one little moral decision. Darth Nihilus, S-tier. You know what? No, A-tier. Purely because we can't get his mask and robe when we kill him. Because he puts his life into the mask and robe, because his physical body simply can't contain the force that he's consumed. Because you can't tell me he's not got one of the coolest fucking powers. He can consume fucking planets. He is cool. He is the last main boss before Kreia. So, you know, he has a big build-up. The Ravager attacking, it is a big build-up to his fight. You've known about him since you've got his apprentice that he stole. And, you know what, it's a huge build-up, a huge fight, and it's a nice payoff when you go and fight him. And he just kind of dissolves into the floor once he's dead. So, A-tier for me would have been S-tier if we could have steal his robes, but, you know. A-tier is pretty good. Kreia, yeah, we'd have to go on about that. The main villain in KOTOR 2. so much story in her, so much context, so much lore, connected to everything, knows so much. S tier, creative, top. Next we have, ooh, that's gonna irritate me. Could be the servant in the Black Volkers bit. Either way, you know what, E tier. I recognise her, but I couldn't actually tell you where she's from because there's like 5 player model characters exactly like her. Luxa, you know, the simp maker herself. I'll slap her on C tier. She highlights exactly what the exchange is on Telos, where she's like, oh, I'll work with you, and then she betrays you because it's just what the exchange does. So, you know, it highlights don't trust the exchange, and you know what, I just kind of like her character. Obviously, if you play as a male, I believe, you don't have to go do her shitty missions, which is kind of cool, but you know, you kind of don't have a choice if you're a female. But apart from that, yeah, she's a nice character, unique player model as well, which is good, so C tier for me. Malak, S tier for me. Main villain in KOTOR 1. You know, his fight just pisses me off a bit, really. I hate having to go around dealing with the little fucking pod Jedis that are giving him life. So, S tier for me, I think it's fair. You see him throughout the whole game. He gives the best plot twist in gaming in 2003, and he definitely deserves to be up there. I'm not going to put him in creative just because I don't think we see him just enough. Maybe a bit more screen time with him would have been better, but I think S tier is definitely fair. I don't want to say Merle, but I feel like it's Merle or Merlin. D tier, he's the old veteran on Taris Dueling Ring. I love him, don't get me wrong, but I could definitely go without seeing him again. He's just kind of a bit bland for me. He's just, I'm old and I'm going to retire because I'm not good enough. Which kind of highlights sports, but you know what, apart from that, he doesn't really do much. And he disappears after that, he just runs off. Like, you fight him and he runs off. Disciple. Mira in B. I like Mira. She has a nice backstory of being captured by Mandalorians and, you know, growing up in that environment, becoming a bounty hunter. But even though for all that trauma, she's still a nice person. She doesn't like killing her bounties. She's a great bounty hunter, considering she doesn't even kill them. She captured them. She saved Hanha's life as well. You know, someone she definitely could have gone without saving, which highlights how nice she is. And I think Beat is fair. She has a good character arc before you meet her. There's a nice development once you've met her as the Exile, and she can become a Jedi, which is always a plus. Mission F tier, I think's fair. Apart from Telos, I would never use Mission. He's weak. He's flimsy. She has a quest with her brother. Griff. Is that Griff? B Griff. Oh, it's too late now. You know what? We'll slip them together. There you go. They're both shit. We got this dude on the run. Couldn't tell you his name. F. He just helps you hack. He doesn't even help you hack. He tells you where to go, so you can get someone else to hack. But he helps get there. You go on Gent out, so you know he does advance the story on that planet. But apart from that, yeah, no forgettable for me. The captain outside David Gent's prison. D tier. You can talk to him. You can have nice dialogue. You can get him fired from his post as well, which is pretty cool. He will help you on the fight on Telos if you have sided with him. I think if you side with the Queen, you game. Apart from that, there's not really much to him, so E tier. The leader of the violent people, or the violent tribe on the unknown planet. I will slap him on C tier as well. He's more of an animalistic version of the people on the unknown planet. He's like, oh yeah, just go attack these people for me. You can have what you want. And he does give you what you want, to be fair to him. But apart from that, there's not much to him. But I kind of like him, so D. Helos, droid dude. E. You can blackmail him, you can kill him, you can get him for droid parts. That's about it. He literally is just a plot character. Fucking hate these droids. You know, the star map droids. They're point. I don't. But why? What was the need? They're just an unnecessary hurdle in that game. Little squeaky dude. I like the little squeaky dude, but I don't care for the little squeaky dude. You can miss him. If he wasn't in that little T3 scheme, you can miss him and not miss him. He wouldn't care. Revan, Praetor. Revan is king. Has the best colour lightsaber with purple. He has so much story. He's involved in the plot twist because obviously he's the main character. He's just a cool dude. So Praetor. This woman is the woman on the Onderon canteen, I believe. She sells you a Sith thing. D tier. I don't care for her. So yeah, D tier. Next we have Saul Carif. B. He once again highlights people that want power and stuff like that when he betrays the Republic, destroys Telos, which is fucking cool. He destroyed a planet. Granted with a ship, but he destroyed a planet. And, you know, he's linked with Calf. He helped progress the story. Kind of drops teasers that something's going on with Calf, and so you think, what's he told him? Yada, yada, yada. He's a good character, unique player model, so, you know, B tier for me. E3, he's a bit like a dog. I love him, but yeah, I could definitely go without him, to be fair. So, D tier for him. This bitch, F tier. She's a bitch to you. Then you kill her, and she gets pissy. So, yeah. The Queen, D tier. I don't care for her. She's definitely the least likable of the two leaders. She kind of has the personality of a cloth. Kind of acts like a posh bitch. And she offers you stuff from the museum, even though I just robbed the entire palace. So, you know, bit of a thick bitch. D tier. Next we have Tobin. You know what? B tier. Underrated character. Just completely underrated. He is the idea of... I have forgotten the word. He will back his planet, you know, because we work in planets to the countries here, to the death. He loves Onderon. He sells himself basically to the Sith, to Nihilus, to help Onderon. And he will even betray Nihilus. I think you can convince him to do that if he thinks he's not going to help Onderon. And he gets really depressed about it. Like, he loves Onderon. And I just like that about him. He's just a unique character in that sense. I don't know of a character that's so devoted to it like Tobin. So you're not B tier for me. Mr. Chad, S tier. He's a Chad. He's a goat. Moving on. Again, this is a character I don't care for. The Tusken Raiders, the Tribe in Chief. I mean, it gives me, you know what, E tier. He gives them more of a emotional side. Proves that not all monsters. Even though he'll kill you if you can't speak to him. E tier. The twins, they're a nice little boss or mini boss in the Al Shadar storyline. They're a good fight for Atten. They're nice when they pop on go ship for no reason, might I add, but they just pop up there. They have, you know, they're kind of cool, I guess. They're kind of one of the few bounty hunters to have a little bit of story to them. You get to know why they're doing it. So, you know, D tier. Next we got Twitch, C tier. He's just kind of cool, isn't he? He's just mental, so I like him. So, you know what? Twitch can go up into C tier. Next we have Ufar Ban, leader of the Korriban Academy, the Sith Academy. You know what? C tier. He's a good character. He's written well. He does his job. He just is just a dark side. He's just a dark side teacher, and I just think he fits that perfectly. General Vulcan. Vaklu. That's it. Jesus Christ, boys. General Vaklu for me, A tier. He's got a good personality. He's charismatic, fights. He's willing to work with whoever's going to get him results. And even though I did criticize the Zerka people for that, he's doing it for a greater cause other than money and business. He's doing it for the country, arguably to have power, but for the country. And I just think he's a good character. I just like him. That's, I guess, how most of this is done. Is who I like. You know, do they have personality? Yes. Do they have screen time? Yes. Have they got a unique player model? Yes. So, you know, what's not to love about Baku here? Up in A tier. Next, we got the Yoda wannabe D tier. He somehow survives Dantooine, just like Brooke. But he survives Dantooine. He exists in the Star Forge fight. That's about it. Apart from that, I could... The second most forgettable. And he looks like a frog. D tier. Thesis Mar, C tier. Nice character development. Is in love with the Exile. Looks at the Exile with true sight, you know, because she sees through the Force. You can kill her. That's always cool. I always like being able to kill someone. So, you know, C tier. It's kind of, yeah. You got the Nar Shaddaa dude, Visquis. D tier. He's a nice bridge to Goto, but maybe a bit more. He's very stupid, which maybe that's the point. It's meant to show how stupid the exchange are. But you know what? Probably should have been smarter, considering, you know, he runs this entire underground place and has all these people working for him. Maybe should have been a bit more prepared, but he wasn't. So D tier for me. The hut on Nar Shaddaa. D tier. You can rob him. You can have a dancing interaction with him. You can sell him fuel, or no, he can sell Telos fuel. He adds quite a few quests. He's one of the few huts in this game, if not the only hut, I may believe. So that's pretty cool when it comes to KOTOR 2. So obviously, you know, C tier for me. Wouldn't put him any higher, wouldn't put him any lower. Next we have I've forgotten his name, but E tier. You can have a few conversations, learn about the bounties from him, or the bounty hunters from him. But apart from that, he does nothing. He just exists. Master Rook. Oh, you know what? I fucking hate him. And that's what's so good about him. He is the perfect guy to hate. He's actually, if you look at him, if you use your Jedi vision to see through the Force, I believe he's actually not that light side. More the grey Jedi or towards the dark side. May be wrong with that, but I know something else has been said about that before. But basically, he is, what, in my opinion, one of the best characters in both the games. He's a dick. He drops teasers about Revan. He is always on that Jedi high horse. He amplifies what's wrong with the Jedi, but he does it so well. You love to hate him. He's that villain, but not a villain. You know what I mean? And you know what? B tier for me is fair. Could probably put him higher. Could put him lower, but you know, B tier is fair. Next we have the sick dude, I believe. You just kill him, don't you? I think that's the sick dude. If it's not, oh well. But yeah, no, you can just kill this dude, which is pretty cool. And if that isn't the dude, it's going to be the dude now anyway. So, you know, dead. Next we have... This is the... I actually remember this man long because he's actually involved. So, D tier. I'm dreadful for their names for whatever reason today. Basically, he's the one that helps you attack the Sith tomb on Doxon. He's involved with a bunch of other... He's just cool. So, you know what? C tier. Zelbar, C tier, D tier, E tier. The more I went on about him, the worse. The more I thought. I know he's just a bit shit. He's a walking carpet. He exists to get mission, and he exists to press Kashyyyk. Apart from that, I don't care about him, and I never will. E tier. The Hidden Beck's second in command. D tier. Protective bitch. Nice. But she's got the personality of a rock. And I just kind of don't care. Probably the most boring Jedi Master in the second game. So, E tier. It's fair. The most memorable Master in the first game. C tier. Apart from Vuk. Vuk is king. I remember him more for the second game, not the first. But C tier, he's the one that trains you on Dantooine, and he's kind of cool being a Twi'lek Jedi Master. I assume he dies when the planet gets attacked, which is sad considering the others escape, but you know, it is what it is. Leader of the militia, you know, C tier. He's got a unique voice, a unique player model. He leads the militia, obviously. He is a man who's obviously putting the militia first. He's doing shady stuff, but that's to protect the militia. And C tier, you know what? He's just likable. And being likable in this game is all it needs to get put higher. I don't remember you. Unless you're the dude that gets stuck on the cliff. Which, you know, up there. And last but not least, we have the exiled themselves, Mitra Surik. Well, she weren't going anywhere else, was she? Canon version, female, you know, goes to light side, goes after Revan, yada, yada, yada. Great character development, great change, explains all the things about the Sith Lord, you know, cut yourself off from the Force. Malachor 5 gives you a lot of backstory, helps you learn about Revan a bit more, learning more about the Mandalorian Wars, stuff like that. So for me, she has to be in Kreia tier. And just looking over this list, arguably may have put Starkiller a bit high, probably drag him down to B now, you know, because this is a very niche clique. Baklu, you know what, I love his personality that much, I'm keeping him in A tier. But honestly, if you disagree with this list, obviously let me know, put something down in the description, the comments, because this has been an hour-long recording. I didn't expect it to be that long, to sit down and just talk about characters, but it's been long. So, you know, thumbs up for me. Anyway, guys, yeah, give me your opinion on this list. Tell me what you agree with, disagree with. Have I got someone completely wrong? Have I got someone bang on? Let me know. But anyway, I've been British Guy Gaming. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.